I've got a sunset in my background.
How come? Oh, the sun is behind you?
No, it's just this picture in my bedroom. Okay.
Well, you're increasing. The number is increasing.
Yeah, we've got 18 people. Hello, everybody. Great. Okay, let's make a start. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Ahmed, it's great to have you here, and thank you for making the time. To start off, would you like to just introduce yourself?
My name is Ahmed, originally from Lebanon. I am an asylum seeker and member with Migrateful, where I teach Lebanese cookery classes.
Great, thank you. Can you tell us a bit more about your journey with Migrateful? When did you start? How have you found the experience?
I joined Migrateful in September 2019, which is almost a year and a half now. And I came to Migrateful by a friend. She recommended this organization to join. And that happened after I made the Lebanese dinner to support an organization called Local Welcome. When she found my passion in cooking, so she recommended me to contact you, Jess. And that's what happened. And you replied to me like maybe second day or third day, and I went to the chef training after that, and I became one of the family.
Great, thank you. How have you been finding lockdown? How has the COVID pandemic affected you personally?
Being on a wheelchair, the effect of lockdown was actually, I think, harder than others, because I cannot move, I cannot do my shopping, and especially I was nominated, not nominated, I was being a high vulnerable person due to my circumstances. So I'm not allowed to leave the house for 12 weeks. And so far it's almost 6 weeks. I am not going out at all. My medication are being dropped to me by the fire bridge through the council. And I receive a weekly food parcel, only so that to keep in the house and to keep me safe. And I find that I really appreciate that.
Great. So one of the things that a lot of people have been commenting on is the fact that if you're an asylum seeker in the UK, you get £37 a week to survive off. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the idea.
Yeah, but in my case.
Yeah.
In my case, I don't receive them cash, but I receive them as a voucher, where I can only buy ingredients with them, or like only buy them. I don't receive them as cash because I am considered to be as a Section 4, and by law, Section 4, they don't receive the benefits in cash, but they receive them in a way as vouchers in order we can purchase things through them.
Mm-hmm. So for those of you that don't know, if you're an asylum seeker in this country, you can't legally work until you've been offered refugee status, and the Home Office expect you to live off £37 a week. And Ahmed's been talking to me about how trying to live off that amount, especially during COVID, has been particularly difficult. Can you tell us a bit more about that, Ahmed?
Yeah, like before, when I used to go shopping, £37 used to be barely enough. But now with the increase in prices, I'm giving my card to a housemate that lives with me over here to go and get me my ingredients. And he noticed that there's increase of approximately 30% in the prices. So the £37 are not getting me the same amount of ingredients that I used to have before. But from the other side, I'm having the parcels from the NHS that is kind of making things almost equilibrium. But for other asylum seekers, they may not be eligible to these food parcels and think they will be struggling.
Mm. So Ahmed, today is a very memorable day for you, which actually happens to be a complete coincidence that I asked Ahmed to do this interview on the 11th of May at 5 p.m. Can you tell us why it's such a big day for you today?
Actually, approximately at this time in Lebanon, from 12 years ago, I was shot and I became on a wheelchair. And approximately at this time in Lebanon, around 7:30 or 7:20, I was shot. So like you had chosen the perfect time for my injury. And I was really shocked when he said the date. And I wasn't going to do this interview. But then I said, no, let me do it because I don't want to run from facing this fear, or at least to be by myself in this period. Especially, usually is to be with my friends, and now I am away from my friends because we cannot be with them. So at least I can share my sadness and maybe disappointment in life with you through the family of Migrateful, to all those who are following us, as if I'm not alone.
Mm.
So as if all of you are with me, guys.
If you don't mind, could you tell us a bit about your story? 12 years is quite a long time, and what's that journey been like for you?
This journey had ups and downs, just like any phase in life. And I am not the one who suffered in life. I am sure a lot of people had also suffered. But so far, I had been lucky to find good people who supports me, such as all my friends, such as the family of Migrateful, such as my brothers, my family, and having particularly first my friends who were next to me when I first came to the UK. I met amazing friends, from Omar to Eileen, to Ali, to Ismail, to Imad, to Noor. All those were actually my first family in the UK, and they played a huge role in me in trying to fit in the society. And then it comes through Migrateful, where I found another family that was by my side and still by my side, and especially you, Jess. When I was about to become homeless, you said your famous sentence that no family members of Migrateful will ever be homeless. And you offered me to come and live in your house. So just by you telling me this, it really showed what a great leader you are. And it really meant a lot to me. As if you offered me a mansion or a palace. Really, I felt you by my side. So thank you, Jess.
Oh, thank you, Ahmed. How have you found cooking with Migrateful particularly useful through your journey?
As an asylum seeker, you don't have anything to spend your time. So just you wake up, you sleep, where you reach a phase where you stop counting the days. You don't know what day it is. You don't know the date or what day of the week it is, because all your days are the same and you don't have anything to do or to fill your time. But with Migrateful, when I used to have a cookery class, that date used to be like a target for me. That date used to highlight for something in my day, to just wake up, to focus, to do something Migrateful had given me a target to wait for, a target to prepare, a target to achieve, a target to meet new people and to socialize, and to be able to introduce the Lebanese food to all those who are interested in.
Great. What is your favorite Lebanese dish, Ahmed?
I eat all types of food, but concerning my favorite dish, it's actually related to the period that I am passing and to how psychologically I am feeling. Now lately, I'm cooking a dish that one of my best friends had taught how to do it, and he passed away from almost a month and a half by heart attack. And it's a Palestinian dish called Kalayed Bandura, means a pan of tomatoes, or tomatoes. And recently, this had been one of my favorite dishes because it reminds me with Malik. Malik, who was one of the bravest people I ever met in my life.
Amazing. Is that the dish that you've been teaching in the online cookery classes?
No, that dish is beans. It's stew beans. And that dish, I was kind of learned by my grandma because she used to do it a lot. And I loved it. And I think that was one of the earliest dishes that I cooked by myself. But it's so simple and I like it.
Amazing. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Ahmed because due to COVID, Migrateful had to cancel all of our cookery classes, which is how we get all our income to fund the charity. And that very day he rang me up and said, we need to do online cookery classes. And he was so determined that within a couple of days, he'd already organized to do this online cookery class. And it was just so amazing to have his energy to kind of find a solution to how we can manage through this period. And yeah, now the online cookery classes seem to be going very well. So thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Jess.
Could you tell me a bit more about how you learned to cook?
My mom passed away when I was at age of 16 to 17, at this age. And I am the youngest in the family. So I had to learn how to cook in order to eat and to make the dishes that I like. So that was actually the spark for me to start cooking. And when I joined Lebanese Red Cross as paramedic, I was a team leader. I was responsible for almost 15 paramedics. And during the weekend or in our shift, like, we had to eat. So I used to cook for the entire team. And that had actually given me more love to cooking and more satisfaction in trying new recipes and being able to produce nice food. Mm-hmm. So it was actually a combination of life and friends from Red Cross.
Great. So Ahmed is one of the most inspirational, wise people I know. He always has amazing advice whenever things are challenging for anyone. And I just wondered if you were to sum up your life philosophy, which I know your life philosophy, I've heard it many times and it always really moves me. Do you think that you could share with people today your biggest life lessons?
My biggest life lesson, I think it is to learn to believe your instinct. Because the way when my mom passed away, I had an instinct that something wrong gonna happen, but I actually neglected. And I wasn't supposed to do that. I believe if I didn't neglect that instinct, things wouldn't have been the same. So always follow your instinct because it's happening for a reason or for a purpose. And if you try to catch it when it's too late, it's too late. You cannot change anything. So I believe your instinct, you should always follow it and trust in it.
Mm-hmm. And 12 years ago today was when you became paralyzed. Is that right?
Yes.
And how did you find that transition? It's something that a lot of people are trying to work through at the moment when your life suddenly changes very dramatically. In your case, this is a much more extreme change and something that must be extremely difficult. But 12 years on, how have you found that process of getting used to it?
It wasn't easy. I had a lot of breaking down where I couldn't I couldn't cope with what I was passing through. But when your back is toward the wall, there's no other option. You just need to keep going straight. You can cry, you can break things, you can shout at everyone, you can have fights with everyone, but that will never change anything. What the person should do when he is in such dilemma, just to accept the reality, embrace his pain, not to run away from his pain. Embrace your pain so hard till you cannot feel it anymore. Embrace your pain till it's almost, it's not there anymore. Although it's there, but because you've been facing it, you will not feel it anymore. So face your fear and don't run away from it, because no matter how you run away, it's going to keep on coming. So just face it and cope with it and get up, dress up and fight and never give up.
Thank you, Ahmed. Really appreciate you sharing with us today. What is your favorite English dish since you've been in the UK?
English dish, pie. I had pie in when I went to a friend of mine. I think the area was to the house of my friend Lottie when I spent Christmas. Her mom made really nice dish and amazing pie. So I think that was the best English dish I ever had. And I want to say thank you to Lottie and her family, because I had the opportunity to spend the first proper Christmas in my life, like 5 days of pure Christmas.
Great. How are your friends and family getting on in Lebanon with the COVID pandemic at the moment?
You know, just like all the world, they are stuck in the house, trying to avoid going out. The situation in Lebanon right now is really hard, where Lebanon is facing economic problems. So it's not easy, but they are managing it. They are being able to manage this phase.
That's great. Okay. Well, I think we're coming to the end of our 20 minutes. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Ahmed?
I want to say thank you. Thank you to you, Jess, for believing in me and for giving me the opportunity to be one of the members of the family of Migrateful. And hope to see you again soon, guys. You and the rest of the family.
Okay, amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you so much, Ahmed. It's been really great to speak to you today. We'll be back again next Monday at 5 p.m. with a different Migrateful chef, still to be confirmed. All right. Goodbye. Thanks.